Hello and welcome back. Today we're gonna do something a little different because I like to do a lot of road trips, and that's what I do for work, and I've generally got a kid in the car and all that fun stuff. So I wanted to find a new way to keep them entertained, or maybe it's because you want a new operating system on your computer. In this case, I'm looking for something that's got some educational value to it. So I was looking for Ubuntu, which is a Linux distribution that's focused on classroom type education, and you can find it by googling it and then you just click on download right here, and then I've already done that to save a bunch of time. And then you're going to use Balena Etcher or whatever you want to use as a program for etching the ISO flash file. And so you'll go find what we just downloaded, which is an ISO file, and we'll flash it to a USB drive. That way it's bootable in any system we wish that has a USB drive. And so we'll get that started. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, but I mean, anytime you want a Linux distribution or any operating system, you gotta flash it onto a drive so that you can launch it. And in this case, I just wanted a more education based operating system, so that if I got my little man with me and he wants to play games while I'm being boring and focusing on the road, well, then he can play games instead of watching kids shows. And I'm not a fan of listening to kids shows while I'm trying to focus, because personally I find them kind of annoying. Or even the young teen shows, like you grow up at some point and then you just get annoyed by all that. I don't know, maybe it's becoming an old man or something of that nature. But so I wanted to find him something different to do that might be a bit educational, and maybe he could learn something off of it instead of just playing other mindless games or watching mindless shows, or just being bored staring out the window while I'm kicking it down the road. So kind of makes it so that you don't have the "are we there yet? Are we there yet?" when you're on the way to the beach. So we wait for this to finish flashing over, and when it's done, this USB stick sticking out of the side will be a flashable drive that we can plug into any computer, and we'll be able to launch. And when this bar finishes doing what it's supposed to do, then we can launch it and show the test run of how this all works. But it looks like this could be a little while, so I'm gonna give this a short cut, and we will see you back here shortly. Alright, and we're back with our USB stick plugged in, and here we are. We then get to try our trial run on Ubuntu, because one cool thing about these Linux distributions is you put them on a USB stick, and then you can trial run them before you actually install them, which is kind of a big deal, because you don't really want to just drop your current operating system unless you know what you like. And that's one area where Linux really shines, because our struggle there that we were just fighting with a little bit was Windows Security Manager decided to kind of block me for a minute there. I had to adjust some settings, but here we are. We are on Ubuntu, and we can play with this to our heart's content, and if we like it, then we install it. But in this case, I'm not going to mess up my work computer with it. I just wanted to play around with it a little bit before I while I've got the time, because right now I can just play around with it, enjoy seeing what it's all about, and kind of get a good feel for it. Because if you're gonna install something for your kids to play on or whatever, you're gonna want to kind of pre-screen it first. And this is the same way to do it, because if we decide we liked it on that particular computer, then we would just hit install and it would be done. Windows would be gone. We'd never have to see it again. But as it sits this way, we can kind of flick around through it. App Center, Office Writer, Dictionary. That'll be helpful. Wonder what sort of files it comes with. Every one of these distros of Linux comes with a different preset item list, and so if you're new to it and just want to play with it, this is the safe way of playing around. Oh, here we go. Here's our apps. If you're more experienced, you're not going to be watching this, but as far as if you're new to it, you know, this is how you play with something and try it before you buy. So like I'd wanted, you know, was to find a basic, you know, way of playing with this, and I think I've succeeded. You know, I made it so that he can play a train game. Not even sure how it works, but you know, we'll figure it out and we'll play with it together. It'll be fun, because it's not every day you get to kind of test the waters and come up with new things and pretend that you're a genius, that your kid doesn't know any differently. That being said, you know, there's the steps that I took to start playing in my Linux adventure. I hope this helps someone's out. If it does, hit that like, subscribe, and if it doesn't, well, there's about 1 million other people out there who can also try and help you out too. So have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time.